All right, now we're done with that little side quest that wasted a little bit of time. On to removing the downpipe / catalytic converter, which is the next step before we can take the turbo off. So against the firewall, one of these two connectors right here is going to be going to this like O2 sensor. So we just need to disconnect it, unroute it, and kind of get it out of the way. And then we have on the downpipe itself this little bolt for the clamp. We got a bolt here and here that are holding the thing on, and so we got to get to those bolts. And then there's this little like support that it's saying should disconnect, which I guess I'll find out like if I really have to or not, but I'm gonna probably do it. And then you have these two bolts in order to pull out this little hanger. And then you have these two, which from what I saw, they're super corroded. Probably most people's are, especially on a vehicle this age, on the other side of this. So we'll see what it's like getting those two off. But then you slide this back, and once you do that, supposedly, I mean, that's what's kind of holding the downpipe to the tailpipe part. So, or to the muffler, I don't know, muffler, whatever's after it. But anyway, that's the overview of what's next to remove the downpipe. All right. So for me, the cable going to the O2 sensor is, it looks like maybe somebody just switched them once, or who knows, like maybe they were never like that. But mine's the top one instead of the bottom one. Ugh. Dusty. So then just got to figure out how to get it popped out of this, right? Just like that. Slide this out, comes out real easy. And then you have like a little release here. Pop that down. And get this out of there. All right, so we got that free. Next, if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess that's a T30 back here. So let's see if it's a T30. And I'm gonna get a swivel head ratchet. See if I can get that back here. Actually, I should see if it's well, no, I can do it while it's on there. I was gonna say I should make sure it's actually a T30. Oh, I think maybe it's bigger than a T30. That's odd. Huh. Okay. Let's see what maybe it is. Let's go bigger. So I'm trying a T40. And that feels right. So that one's a T40. And actually, what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of penetrating oil on it, because I think these bolts around the turbo, anything related to the turbo are like pretty, they can be seized. So I know on that like used turbo that I got, the guy didn't disclose it to me, but like he broke off like a handful of different bolts that I'm gonna have to figure out how to get out of there if and when I switch over from this turbo to that one. Okay, so, and am I tightening or loosening? I think I'm tightening. because my perspective's all messed up and I was confused. So I was trying to crank it down some more instead of, ugh. Okay, so I want to go the other way. Get my positioning a little better. Make sure gotta think about it, make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, yes, there we go. All right, so I think that penetrating oil already helped a little bit. All right, pop that off the ratchet. All right. And now it's coming out easy. I don't know if I'm totally blocking to be able to see what I'm doing here, but this bolt almost got it out. Some of this might be easier with the car on the ground, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. And I'm just gonna get a screwdriver in there and see if the thing's supposed to like just pop apart or how it's supposed to go. Not really sure. Oh, that's kind of interesting, this bolt. Doesn't really seem very metallic. All right, looking for a screwdriver. I'm just gonna see. Oh, yep. And what I'm not sure about is the best way to just kind of break that loose. I got this thing. I'm just gonna, oh, there we go. That worked. And so one of the pieces that you're supposed to replace is the gasket between, and my kit came with it, fortunately. Actually, I bought a new turbo kit for my other car also, but this is the first time I'm doing that. But yeah, there's like a, I want to say this gasket is the one that goes between the downpipe and the turbo. So, I don't know. Not sure if it's best to like just move this over and then take that off once the downpipe. That might be better. That might be what I'm gonna do. But oh man, it looks like it's really tight up against there. Now I gotta figure out those other two bolts that are holding the downpipe on, figure out where those are at. All right, I think I found the first one. So it's right down there. I'm not gonna be able to show you guys while I'm getting that one out, but I believe, let's see. What I can show you is I'm able to, well, kind of show you. I'm touching it right there. So I can reach that one. I'm thinking that the other one will probably be easier to get underneath. But I think what I want to do is drop some penetrating oil in there and got to figure out, need to figure out what kind of fastener, and if that that bolt that's coming through on the other side is gonna like inhibit me from undoing it. So I need to maybe see if, I need to get underneath it and look at it. All right, crawling under the car. Got a better vantage point on the 2 bolts on the downpipe that we need to get to. And it's actually not bolts, it's just the nuts. So the funny thing is in the manual, okay, so let's see, I'm gonna see. So top view, this is the one that I just put that penetrating oil on right here. And this one here that I was just kind of wondering, is there a fastener on the other side that you're actually supposed to undo? Well, you can see here, this is what the other side of this looks like. So in the manual, it says ignore this one completely. And it looks like both here and on the other side that I'll show you in a second, it looks like it's just that nut. So I'm not quite sure the size. It looks like it might be like 10 or maybe a little bigger. But I'm gonna see in a second. But the other one is right up there, which I'm going to take off these 2 bolts for this little heat shield, just so I can actually get my hand up there and reach a little better. But yeah, it doesn't look like those are going to be too terribly difficult to get off. So let me get this heat shield off and go from there. Oh, and then just to show you the rest of what we're doing under here. So scooting back, then you know, after we do those 2, it's these 2, and then we get to come back a little further and oops, try and get those. And those are, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of penetrating oil on all of those. Those are looking pretty crunchy, so it'll be interesting to see how those work. All right, so I cracked those loose. They're 16 millimeters. And then it's just, all right. So get this out of the way, and you can, well, should wear eye protection. There's all kinds of stuff falling on my face. But you can see that guy right there is the other one that we got to get. So I'm gonna try and get those. All right, so I just took that brace off of there. Pretty much all the rest of these bolts that have to do with this downpipe, this exhaust system, they're all 13 millimeter. So those are 13, these are 13s, these are 13s, and then these ones up here I still gotta get, they're 13s. So the ones I want to try first, though, before I disconnect like everything else, are these. I already kind of tried a little bit with a ratchet, but I'm just trying with this little Icon flex head setup, just because I got a lot of torque. So anyway, this is what I'm trying to see if I can bust these things free. Like I'm worried that I'm actually gonna break the exhaust. So far I'm not like pushing super hard, but okay. Oh, I'm not sure if I got it or if it just like slipped off. Not sure what happened there. It feels like the ratchet, like this thing's crooked. So let me try again. Get that seated on there. Still not sure, but it feels like maybe I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna I'm running over my socket. Yeah. All right. Gonna try this again because I'm worried that I'm maybe stripping that thing out. So. Oh man, I just don't like. I think I'm turning it. Oh. Huh. Well. Broke it right off. Fuckity fuck. Well, I guess we see how the next one go. Gotta get this out before I can try and break the next one. But wonder if I can just hammer it out now. So probably have to give me some new bolts. All right, so one of those 13 millimeter exhaust, one of the bolts holding the down pipe to the rest of the exhaust, one of them just sheared off, but then the other one was just stripping out, like rounding off. And so Harbor Freight was closed, but maybe you got a better deal anyway on this little cobalt extractor tool set. So we got one that's wait a minute. Okay, did I just get shorted on this set? Because I need to be able to do 13 millimeter. What is up with this? Because I've got 3/8 inch and 10. Oh, so this says the 1/2 inch is also so weird. I guess you just put it on whichever side makes you happier to look at, if you like metric or standard more. So yeah, apparently that's it. So if you want, is it? Actually, I don't know, this box doesn't make any sense to me. Can you see that? You see that? And then in here, it looks like I should have got more, but again, if you're following this, 1/2 inch and 13 millimeter. So I'm gonna try this one and hope that that'll give me enough grab to either break off or, you know, extract that bolt. And then got some of these, so I can put it back together. Let's go try it. All right, so got this thing off. It didn't, I mean, it was able to get enough bite on it to break the bolt head off. So let me see, trying to find the ratchet so I could show you what I did. So what I would recommend, and what I found is, like, I was able to get the most kind of torque just to have it hold the ratchet up and work it like this way over it, instead of having it using the swivel, you know, head or whatever, and doing it like this from the side. So just from the top, and broke it right off. So that's probably what you want to do, is just break them off. I think breaking it off is probably easier than cutting it off. I mean, I don't know for sure, but that would be my guess. It seemed pretty easy to break it off. as long as the ratchet was biting on it. So now with this little cross support, this whole thing wiggles. It looks like there's flex in like that little part right there. So I wanted to get that done before I you know, did these two up here. So I'm gonna do those two now, and then the last ones that I do will be these while I'm kind of supporting it, and then I'll see if I, well, actually, yeah, I'll start backing these out, but I still gotta maybe separate it from the actual turbo tops. Like, I don't know if maybe I need to like pry or exactly what I gotta do, but anyway, so I'm moving to just get these ones now. All right, so this bolt over here, it broke off. So it seems like this one on this side is coming, and I can already see that the downpipe has like separated from the turbo. So just by, you know, loosening the bolts that I have so far, I still have the two back here, you know, the hangers underneath, which are going to be the easiest to get. So I think I'm almost there on this one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna pull this thing off and see where we's at. I doubt that it's going to be loose enough to hand loosen, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm going to see just with a socket on there. I had to use a 13mm deep socket at first. Maybe right now, maybe at this point I wouldn't need a deep one anymore. That might work a little better. Can I turn it by hand? No. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to a shallow now. All right, I'm gonna get some light under here for you guys. So just like a word of caution, and I don't know if you've done this before, it'd be obvious, but once I got that bolt out, this thing, it just like fell right down. We'll see. Well, let's see. I'll get these last two little 13mm and I'll see how hard it is to get this thing out. Well, sorry, I couldn't show you taking it out. It required both of my hands, and I didn't feel like, well, I don't even know if the tripod goes that low. I'm ordering another one so I can click it on stuff easier when I'm under the car. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't so bad. Just kind of, let's see, through here and twist kind of this direction towards the passenger side. So there it be. It's out. So now I just gotta I'm gonna have to take out, keep having all this crap fall in my eyes. Probably a good idea to wear glasses. I gotta take out this bracket because I gotta figure out, I gotta figure out, like, I don't know, knock out that little part so that I can put a bolt back through there. So I'm not sure if it's like supposed to be welded on there, or if it's just stuck. Like, I don't know what the deal is there, but I'm gonna have to take that bracket out just so that, yeah, so I can get another bolt on there to fix the one that broke off. All right, so I'm underneath the car, and I just want to show you how much more you can see, well, with the exhaust out of the way. So you can see the 4 main bolts that hold the turbo on right there. I don't know. I gotta figure out what I gotta do next. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to disconnect like the charge pipe and stuff from, I guess, the turbo inlet, or the whatever that's connected to the turbo muffler. Maybe that's a charge pipe. But anyways, yeah, just want to show you how much more you can see down here once that stuff's out of the way.